Hello again, everyone. If you've stuck with me this long in my little mini-series of how to self-publish your own book, where I talk about and dissect my self-publishing process for my book, you'll know that this is the most awesome video because we're going to be talking about the cover. I know nothing about book covers, but I know everything about book covers. What do I mean by that? How to properly design one, not my area of expertise, but what a good cover looks like, my area of expertise. I read books too. I have been reading many film-related books for a long time. One I picked up was actually about musical theater. This one's called Life is Like a Musical by Tim Federle. I found this book at a thrift store, actually, and I fell in love with it just because I was very interested in his story about talking behind-the-scenes Broadway. My book is all about behind-the-scenes film and television. And I'm looking at the cover. Now, obviously, this is foil. This is professionally produced. This is a level I wasn't going to reach on a self-published budget. Just wasn't going to happen. But I looked at the design, and I said, okay, this is interesting. There's some wordplay here. Got inspiration, and I was able to put this on a Word document. I just put a list of books together on a Word document that I would later share with the book designer that I hired. But before we get there, I'm looking at other books. First-time director. I found a lot of film, TV, nonfiction had gear on the cover. Take a look at Running the Show. This one's about directing. This one's about assistant directing. Both have very similar film equipment on there. You've got cameras on different types of stands and cranes. A lot of film gear on the covers, and I was seeing, okay, there's obviously a running theme. Go for something more popular. Robert Rodriguez, Rebel Without a Crew. Now, obviously, this is a man who can write a memoir, and he obviously produced the feature film that skyrocketed him to fame. You could put his cover on the book, or rather his photo on the cover, and he has the clout for that. I didn't think I had the clout to put my face on the cover of the book, but I said, okay, I'm seeing gear. I'm seeing different types of film, TV gear. I'm seeing captions on all of them. We have Running the Show, The Essential Guide to Being a First Assistant Director. First-time director, How to Make Your Breakthrough Movie. Rebel Without a Crew, or how a 23-year-old filmmaker with $7,000 became a Hollywood player. I saw this. Oh, and don't forget, Life is Like a Musical, How to Live, Love, and Lead Like a Star. Not every book has subtitles. A lot of nonfiction does. And those are only 4 examples. I have many other examples that I went through. But for my book, when I decided on the title, Gophers on the Front Lines of Film and Television, I said, I need a cover. I had all these ideas. I took all these books, put a Word document list together. In beginning my online research, this video by Abby Emmons was one of the first I came across, and I think it does an absolutely fantastic job of explaining the process. Definitely better than I could or would make this video because, again, there's so much great material out there that all the aim of this video is to help you corral everything that I used to make your life a little bit easier when you're designing your own cover, whether it be fiction or nonfiction. This is the easy way to do it. Just use the list below. My resources that I compiled took me about a year to get the cover all finalized. Use those resources. Hopefully your life gets a little easier. That's the goal. Best list I found on the website is on the Creative Pen. It has a massive, massive, massive list of all different types of book designers, some big, some small. The one that I ended up using, and the one that I personally recommend to friends who ask, is Reedsy. That's actually where I found my cover designer, who you can look through other people's artwork and different types of cover art, interior, exterior design. They also have other services available on there. I found a person who had stunning work, really, and I had this vision in my head of holding up walkie-talkies, which is the main tool of production assistance. So I pitched it to him, and then I just loved the way that it came out. As soon as I saw it, I said, I know this is the right thing to do. The designer worked with me. We communicated on Reedsy. We were able to stay inside the marketplace. You can contact individual designers directly. If you find someone's website, you check your local area, and that may be more or less expensive, depending on what grade of person or what caliber of designer you're talking to. You can also self-design if you want. Abby Emmons actually did that. She designed her own cover. So really it depends on your level of proficiency. Excuse me. If you're interested in running a contest for your book, there's this website called 99 Designs. There's a few others like it, I believe, but this is one of the more popular ones where you could basically put together a list of resources about your book, a description of it, some of the key things you're going for. I would have put walkie-talkies on the front, hands holding walkie-talkies, film gear around the book. There's a film slate on the back cover and a light on the back cover. Put those down, and then people will actually kind of put together drafts or templates for you to look at, rough concepts, so to speak. And then you can pick the one who wins the contest, and they'll be the ones who are commissioned to actually put your cover together for you. And once you have a cover design completed and you want to start sharing it online, so this is after you've taken the steps to hire someone, there's a great website called Cover Vault run by a man named Mark. Mark has all sorts of free Photoshop templates that you can download. Anyone can download them, and there's copyright information on Mark's website, Cover Vault. You could basically put together 3D mock-ups of your books and share them on everything from Instagram to YouTube. So I put together this list of resources that I thought were fantastic for me after searching high and low and wading through a lot of other sites that weren't really so helpful, many sites that wanted a lot of money to even have a discussion about cover design. These are the ones that I found that helped me the most. So really, at the end of the day, go through other books that you're trying to tell a story that's similar to. Obviously, you're not trying to copy anyone's book. That's not the idea. The idea is to get inspired and see what other books in your genre are doing, especially the successful ones. If you see a successful book, you can put together a basic idea of, oh, okay, that book did this. I'm going to have my book do something similar. And once you have a budget set, you can find someone who'll work within your budget. I found one person who did absolutely wonderful designs, but they wanted upwards of $2,000 to do a cover design. Then that included the front, back, and spine. I will say you should make sure whoever you hire is willing to do the front, back, and spine if that's something you're looking for. There were a few people out there who would only design the front, which is standard for ebooks. I obviously went for a paperback version, and that is a different job to do a front, back, and spine for a paperback. So do clarify what you're hiring your designer for, and make sure that they're willing to give you the rights to use this, and you will own the printing rights to this design. Usually there's a little contract that most sites such as Readsy automatically sign for you when you both enter into the agreement. All of this being said, set your budget, get your ideas, visit these websites, watch the videos, get out there and make a great cover. Because at the end of the day, yes, I suppose we do judge books by their cover sometimes. Whether or not you'd walk by a book in a bookstore probably has a lot to do with the cover. I actually like reading the backs of the books myself, but I know I'm in the minority there, not the majority. I'd be willing to bet. Anyway, I hope this video helps you. Stay tuned for more in my little mini micro self-publishing how-to series.